معرفة.
I think if you look at Islamic bankers, number one, we have a role to play in the sense that we need to first understand the difference between halal and tayyib. Often we end up focusing only on halalness. Is this murabaha in accordance with the rules of murabaha? Is this ijara in accordance with the rules of ijara? Often we ignore the fact that this murabaha, ijara, even mudaraba can be used to create mafasid in the system where you have given excessive leverage or you have invested in a project which is not sustainable. So even though mudaraba is risk sharing, if I give investments into a mudaraba venture that goes and destroys the forest, right? Go into a timber business which destroys the forest, although may give high reward in the form of risk sharing, but in the long term, it basically destroys the environment. So mudaraba can also be destructive, could be non-tayyib. So whether it's a mudaraba or murabaha or ijara or istisna or salam or any form of sukuk, it has to be tested according to the tayyib standard. So the challenge is for the bankers to understand the importance of tayyib and put the platform in place to ensure that the tayyib standards are met. As for the regulators, they are moving towards that. You see now Bank Negara has issued responsible finance guideline. That's a form of tayyib standard. Now you have the equator principle that also talks about sustainable development from an environment perspective. That's another tayyib standard. So we need similar standards to ensure that Islamic banks, the regulators must ensure the Islamic banks are not only tested from a halal perspective but also from a tayyib perspective. From an academic perspective, they should understand the constraints. I mean, it is nice to just put the blame on the bankers without taking the effort to understand the market reality. The ivory tower view is the easiest to give. I would love to be an academic because I can just publish papers and then go home and have a peaceful night's sleep. Because ultimately, they have passed the buck to the market. And often the market reacts, they will choose the path of least resistance, which is the conventional method, because the regulations, the system, the infrastructure has all been tailored to ensure that the credit system is the most sustainable system. To change that into a more responsible system, we need the academic to also explore the tayyib, how to shift from halal to tayyib. So all of us should play a cohesive role in developing the market from where it is today, which is halal, to a gradual stage of idealism. So the tayyib standard will not happen in 5 years or even 10 years. I think it will take a lot longer than that because every standard needs to be tested, need to be implemented, market needs to understand, and over time you can achieve the tayyib standard that the Quran advocates.
معرفة.